Longest running soup kitchen in the country. Been serving especially the east side of Detroit for over 80 years. Got a pretty comprehensive set of programs. We no longer want to just give food and clothing, but we want people to experience belonging, sense of contribution. So we have programs like we have a gardening program, we have a huge choir, homeless choir that sings in nursing homes. We also have a bunch of programs that have to do with bakery, recovery and through bakery. We have a treatment center. We have a pretty well-developed mothers group. Do the things that essentially make you a better person, help you belong to something, and make a contribution instead of being a victim.
How many people do you serve?
I think we serve about 2,000 hot meals a day.
Wow.
And then we give out food at our distribution center, food and clothing. I'd say probably got the wrong numbers, but certainly we do about 120 bags, 60-pound baskets a day for people to come in, get some food, take it home. You can also choose clothing, and we have appliances for those who've been burned out of their houses or are moving and can prove it.
How do you get hold of these resources to give to these people?
We're really the beneficiaries of a lot of generosity around the Detroit area. They knew about Solanus Casey, the guy who started the kitchens.
Nice.
Is a quite famous person, and so the Capuchins have a great reputation, and people just give us whatever they've got.
Because they know it's an effective donation.
Yeah,
Nobody's
you get
at
your
the top.
money's worth out of us. Get your bang for the buck.
That's excellent. How would people contribute?
Well, there's a website, cskdetroit.org.
Okay.
Oftentimes people give money, they give clothing, they give, there's a whole bunch of ways you can give volunteer time as well.
Excellent. I'll post a link on this video.
Thank you.
My name is Arthur Anderson, 52 years old.
Yeah.
And now I grew up here, I've been here since 1965. But I believe that the city is coming back. Grew up on the east side of Detroit in this area. Used drugs for a number of years, good 25 years. And so now I've been clean 18.
Wow.
And so I come to the kitchen to remind myself that one bad decision could take me right back.
Right.
And then also be a help to somebody else, to be a light to someone else, that there's still hope.
You're also a reverend?
Yeah, and I started ministry also. I'm in ministry. I do a lot of work with the homeless. Where I came from is where I do the work at.
Right.
Drugs and alcohol and, you know.
Well, there's no better qualified person to know what they need and what you could say to them to get their life back on track.
Yeah, I identify with people that struggle. A lot of people don't want to look at that people struggle.
Right.
And it's okay to struggle because before freedom, there is a struggle.
Right.
And so the bottom line is I understand that because I've been there. And so that's what makes it so for me, it's exciting.
Yep.
It's good to see people's lives change and people turn their lives around. And so I believe that the church should play a great role in that. And this is what this church does. And I'm still here. And it's more peaceful here now than I have ever seen it before. I saw a transformation in the city with a lot of people that I grew up with, a lot of people that was in our neighborhoods and around the city, moving to the suburbs.
Right.
And so a lot of them not only moved to the suburbs, but they moved south also.
Right.
You know, and then with all the crime was going on, a lot of them went to jail, a lot of them died, a lot of them, you know, was in prison, and I get a lot of phone calls from prison.
Really?
Yeah, I really do. And so, but I try to be because we ought to remember those who are in prison because I could have went to prison. It was only God's grace.
Right. What would hold you here?
One of the reasons I didn't leave because I have family here, and I have a father and mother. They've been married 64 years, and they up in age, and so that kept me around the city because they wasn't going nowhere. And so that was one of the reasons. And the other reason was that my tie to this city, and I helped tear the city up. Yeah, I was using drugs, selling drugs, sold a lot of drugs, caused a lot of hurt and pain. And that was another reason that I have to give back what was given to me, and that was mercy and grace and forgiveness. And so that was the other reason. Caused a lot of damage.
Right.
And so I believe that my redemption is to give back. Is, you know, now make a difference.
I think what's beautiful about your life is you stuck around, you straightened out, you're giving back, and Detroit is coming back. What if it was the same situation? What if there was no change? You were just fighting this tidal wave of crime and poverty. And it's not happening that way.
No,
The beautiful thing is Detroit is coming back.
it's definitely coming back.
Yeah.
I could definitely see the change in the people and that stayed,
Right.
that embracing the change and starting to get out and make a difference in this community. Because it's just very few. It's a lot of older seniors here that couldn't go. And
Right.
that was another thing that being able to help them also because they couldn't go.
Right.
So the change is exciting for me.
That is really a wonderful story. What a huge thing for this city, which was once a great city. But now you drive around it and you say, wow, there's a lot of empty houses and fallen down buildings. And to see it go in the other direction when it's almost counterintuitive that it ever would. Now, like young professionals moving into all these neighborhoods downtown, that to me is shocking. Because when I was a kid, there was the 67 riots and headlines, and I think that's when the fear took hold, where people thought, hey, if you're affluent, if you're white, Detroit is not the place to be. There are other places, let's go there.
Right.
Even if we got to walk away from our houses. Do I have the story basically right?
You have it exactly right.
Oh, okay. So then something's changed. That fear has gone. Has crime dropped? Or why would young people who value security, why would they move in? Why would they be part of this rebuilding? It can't be that they're racist, because they're not. They're saying, okay, well, I'm not afraid that I'm white and I'm affluent. I'm going to move in here.
And that's exactly what I'm seeing, that people from the other side of 8 Mile are coming back. I see a lot of that. They're buying a lot of property on the boulevard. They're buying property in the village. They're buying property all down this way. And because it seems like history repeats itself. When I grew up, grew up, I was about 2 or 3. I got about 4 or 5. We had a lot of mixed. We had a lot of mixed families, and there was a lot of mixed families staying around here, and they moved out, and so now it seems like the history is just repeating. They're coming back because they know the value of the city. We got Belle Isle, we got downtown, we got so much to see in Detroit. Exciting that other places don't have a Belle Isle. They don't have an island they can go out to. They don't have the riverfront. So the value of this city, they're starting to see it, and they're coming back, and it's amazing. And people are really friendly. They're really nice. It's not. It ain't black and white. It's not. It's just living a better life, basically.
Well, I turn on the news and then I turn it off, because the general tone is we have this terrible problem with race and nobody ever gets along, and black and white hate each other, and that is not a message that I want to hear. I don't see that. Where I think we are with race in the United States, and to hear you say all these good things about Detroit and all these positive things about young affluent white people moving back here, that to me is miraculous.
It is.
That is really a turnaround I never expected in my lifetime. I expected Detroit to be like a nuclear wasteland by the time I was this age, and here it is coming back.
Yeah, it's definitely a rebuilding process. People are coming together, and they are working together, and it is amazing. It's exciting to see that. I know the arena that he has me in, that I deal with a lot of different ethnic groups and churches, and they're all coming back. And one of the things that I would like to see more of is the churches working together. The churches should be alike. They should be the head of the movement, and because to go out and do the work, it we us to come in and get fuel, and to now go out. And so when I say come together, see more of that, is that we don't have to worship the same way. We worship in the same God, but we do have to come together and work hand in hand, meaning that we need to come together and show the world that we are able to come together and get some things done, that we can't put our differences aside.
Reverend, I think you hit on it. What I'm trying to put into words, which is for us, the people that get along, the people that are moving forward, aren't on the news. Because that's the way the news is set up. They're looking for bad news. It's boring good news.
Right.
But we are, every time we leave that church, every time we go out into the world, we're an example of well-being. And that's how I perceive you.
But that's how I perceive you, though. I ain't gonna hold you hostage, because I thank you. I hope you got what you needed.
I think I did.
If you want me to ride with you, I can show you some places. There's no problem. I remember you mentioning that.
Okay, can you?
Yeah, I could.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I can.